Okay, system design. Now we go down more into tech part of development. Before I described what the application is supposed to do, and now still I will not show you a code, but it will be system design. So as it is quite typical for system design, it has all the main components. It shows what we'll have in the mobile application on the very abstract level, screens, components, and it shows functional, non-functional requirement and risks. I want to emphasize it is useful not only to understand how I develop this application, but if you want to go through the interviews in many companies, the flow is quite the same. It's just an example of typical system design. It is useful not only for the interviews, but why they ask it, because it's useful for our work and even for development of a pet project. So what are the functional requirements of the application? Because you already know the main idea of the application. It's to wake me up and make sure that I will be notified that battery is dying, not through the notification, but actually through the alarm. Yeah, that's basically the point and the value of the product. So what are functional requirements? Trigger alarm on the low battery. It should be done. Stop alarm by pressing stop, of course, like any other alarm, and stop alarm when charging starts. Yeah. What are non-functional requirements? Must trigger reliably. As I said, my son's health depends on it, so I must be notified that battery goes down. Even if a phone is in doze mode, and who doesn't know doze mode, it's like deep sleeping mode so as the battery level, so the battery doesn't die so quickly. That's why each phone has this sleeping mode, and I want to make sure that I will be triggered when the application level, when the battery level is low. Next non-functional requirement, must not keep alarm after charging starts. It's quite an important point because it looks simple. You put a cable, you get basically application gets notified that it is charging, and at that point you can stop the alarm. It has to be simple if it's done during the night. So yeah, but there are the risks. If we speak about the cable connected, I didn't do something like that before in my career, so that's why I just write the risk just for myself to double check it later when I'll see the implementation of the code agent. So I can foresee the problem with that. What if I have a broadcast receiver that notify my mobile application that it is charging, but let's say each of us sometimes has this cable when it's kind of charging. It looks like it's charging on top, but actually still it almost not charging, or slowly battery is still dying. I mean, the level is decreasing. So I should make sure that I should listen, mobile application should react not on the fact that cable is put inside of the phone, but on the fact that the level is that it's actually charging and it's still not discharging even with the cable inside. So that's a possible risk, and I should make sure it is done in the correct way. Otherwise, it will be a problem. User trusts the application, User put a cable inside, user go to sleep, and phone is still dying because a cable is because this is a very, let's say, bad cable, which actually doesn't charge the battery. Another risk, alarm may behave differently on some devices. Fine, we should take it into account. And low battery trigger timing depends on Android system's threshold. Yeah, when we'll go to the implementation of actual broadcast receiver for the battery low, it's important to think about it, at least maybe to write some test around it, because we have in Android, luckily, we have this broadcast receiver in Android, unlike in iOS, that notifies the phone that battery is low. But on different Android device, this will be different battery level. On some devices, it will be 20%, on some, it will be 15%. But I do not want to be too specific in the first version of this application, so that's why we'll just listen to the battery low event, whether it's 20% or 10% depending on the phone. This is first version. MVP, yeah, so let's keep it simple. Then we can extend it, the functionality. So this is a possible risk. What are the components? That's another, so in the system design, usually you speak about all this the top points, and then you go through the main components. In this application, we don't have too many components. We have start screen, which basically should be as simple as possible. Enable battery alarm. So basically it's not possible on Android just to install the application and already have the alarm subscribed and wake you up when it getting low, because I suggest you may виправити. Oh, I forgot the word. If I'm mistaken, you make me know in the comment. But I think it is required for user to open an application at least in order to subscribe that kind of broadcast receiver that reacts on the battery low level. Because by default, I suggest when application is installed on the device, it is on the stopped mode, basically on the stopped state. And basically all the broadcast receivers are not active yet. So it is required for user at least once to open application, and in our case to click the button to make sure to enable this security gate, this battery alarm. So that's why I need this button. So as soon as user enable battery alarm, click the button, broadcast receiver is subscribed, and we ask all the permissions. So basically main work is done. Our application is allowed to listen to the battery level and aggressively wake us up, let's say at night, when the battery level is very low. So broadcast receiver is something that notifies us when the battery is low. In that case, we can open alarm screen. Basically, it's like an average alarm, but when we have an alarm, we use alarm managers, because we should wake user up at specific time. But in our case, we should wake user up at specific battery level. So if application is in the DOS mode, it should be user should be device should be woke up as well as user eventually. And then we have another broadcast receiver that reacts on action power connected. Again, we'll see if this will be enough to make it reliable, because so we'll see if we'll need something on top of this broadcast receiver. Anyway, at the first stage, it looks like that should be it. Next, we'll speak about MVP and why it's important.